Thank you for joining us on Eye on Northwest Politics. I'm Ken Bawdy. Tomorrow, Shemia Fagan will officially resign as Oregon's Secretary of State. Fagan is resigning due to ethical concerns. She was working as a paid consultant for local cannabis company Mota while her office was auditing the Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission. She recused herself from that audit. Documents signed in late February show Mota was paying Fagan $10,000 a month with the opportunity to make $30,000 in bonuses for her consulting work. Fagan said she was struggling on her Secretary of State salary of about $77,000 a year. Oregon's elected officials do make significantly less than other West Coast states. Take a look at the middle of your screen. In California, the Secretary of State makes more than $168,000. In Washington, that official makes nearly $137,000. While in Oregon, the Secretary of State makes only $77,000 a year. That's just 56% of what the Secretary of State makes in Washington state and about 46% of what the Secretary of State makes in California. In her resignation letter this week, Fagan wrote, "It's clear that my actions have become a distraction from the important and critical work of the Secretary of State's office. Protecting our state's democracy and ensuring faith in our elected leaders, these are the reasons I ran for this office. They are also the reasons I am submitting my resignation now." Well, the day before Fagan decided to resign, she spoke to the media about her relationship with the cannabis company Mota and her role as Secretary of State.
I exercised poor judgment by contracting with a company that is owned by my political donors and is regulated by an agency that was under audit by my audits division. I am sorry for harming the trust that I and so many others have worked so hard to build.
Well, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they support Fagan's decision to step down. That includes Governor Tina Kotek, who says it is essential that Oregonians have trust in their government. I believe this is a first step in restoring that trust. Deputy Secretary of State Cheryl Myers will become interim Secretary of State Monday until Governor Kotek names a replacement. A few names that have surfaced are former Senate President Peter Courtney, former Multnomah County Chair Deb Kafuri, current County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson, former State Senator Mark Hass, and State Treasurer Tobias Reed, among others. On Tuesday, KOIN6's Elise Haas was interviewing the owners of Mota Cannabis, the company Shemia Fagan was working with as a consultant. And during that interview with Rosa Cazares and Aaron Mitchell, the news broke that Shemia Fagan had resigned, and that moment was caught on camera.
I apologize for stopping this.
Yeah.
I think we need to break for just a second.
Oh, okay.
Because I just got a push alert, and I apologize for doing this in the middle of the interview, but I feel like we're going to need to capture some reaction. Shemia Fagan has resigned.
Oh no.
Secretary of State.
Oh no.
Like 3 minutes ago.
Oh no. Oh no.
Joining me now is Elise Haas, the reporter who is conducting that exclusive interview. She's been working the story behind Mota for weeks now and is here to give us some context to this story. Elise, thanks for being here on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks for having me.
Well, your angle when your story was starting, when you were starting your investigation, is much different from how it's turning out now. So tell us about the evolution of your investigation.
Yeah, so I found out about this property because neighbors reached out to me in February asking about, there's a squatter house in our neighborhood and it's terrorizing us for years. And so property records clearly show that Mota owned this property and had pulled permits to try and put a dispensary there. So my biggest question was at that point, how is it that one of Oregon's largest cannabis companies can't afford to take care of this problem property for 3 years? That didn't make sense to me. So I started looking into what's going on behind the scenes. And that's when I found millions of dollars in tax liens. And then all of this litigation dating back to 2015 that showed there were a lot of people taking them to court, accusing Mota of not paying their bills or not paying these businesses for their goods and services. That was a red flag to me. So that's when I took it to the city of Portland and asked the Bureau of Development Services, what's going on with this problem property and your interactions with Mota, this company? And they said, we have put liens on this property of theirs. We have issued all of these violations, but we can't get them to do what they need to do, and it's a problem.
So how did you find out that Mota had connections to politicians?
So about a month after that, Willamette Week's Sophie Peel put out a report on the cannabis industry, and she mentioned Mota's workings, within that. And that's where she pointed out the tax liens and the litigation that I was telling you about. But she also pointed out that they had been donating to politicians. So at that point, I started gathering all of the money that politicians had been, Mota had given politicians. And I included that in my report as well, and we can show you all of those numbers on the screen. And so I started reaching out to the politicians and saying, look, you've received this much money from Mota. Are you aware that they have a derelict property in the Hazelwood neighborhood that has gone to ruin? And what are you going to do about your donations that you've taken from them as a result?
And that's how you got that connection. When you found out that Shemia Fagan worked as a consultant for Mota, when was that? And where was that in the evolution of your investigation?
So at that point, I had still reached out to all of the politicians, right? And I'm asking them what they had to say. And what I did want to say before this is that, it was interesting that Jessica Vega Peterson immediately got back to me and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I didn't know about this problem property. I'm going to donate my money to the Hazelwood Neighborhood Association to make up for this. Val Hoyle, then at the time, labor commissioner, she was saying, I gave all of my money back immediately before any of this became public because I decided to run for Congress. But she says this is the problem with our political system and having to take campaign donations like this. But it was interesting that I didn't hear back in April from Shemia Fagan and Governor Kotek because they're the ones who took the most money from them. So I worked really, really hard at that point to try and get in touch with the owners themselves. And it took weeks and weeks, Ken. But eventually they called me. And when they called me on Thursday morning, when my investigation on this problem property was set to air, they're like, by the way, Shemia Fagan works for us. And she's a consultant. And she's going to continue to be a consultant. And as a result of that, she's recusing herself from an audit that comes out tomorrow. So as you can imagine, on Thursday morning, my head is spinning because now I need to work this into an investigative report that is airing in a matter of hours. So Thursday morning, we also reached out to the Secretary of State to get her side of the story because I didn't want to go on TV without letting her explain herself. But she ended up getting back to us saying, yes, by the way, I work for them. It's because I make $77,000 a year and I needed that supplemental income, but I followed all the rules and regulations along the way. Willamette Week also sharing that breaking news that day alongside all of their extensive reporting about the tax liens and litigation. So we go to bed that Thursday night, wake up Friday morning. At that point, all of the news agencies and outlets had picked up on this, and Shemia Fagan was dominating the news cycle.
Now, what were your thoughts when you found out during the interview that Shemia Fagan had resigned? We saw the reaction from Mota during that time. What were you thinking?
So, Ken, you should have seen my face. My jaw had dropped, and I was stunned in that moment, and that was partly because of the circumstances that I had found myself in. Mota had just told me a few days prior that, by the way, Shemia Fagan works for us, and here we are now sitting in a one-on-one exclusive interview, and we're all finding out this together in real time as cameras are rolling. But then when I sat back and reflected upon it, it's commendable that she stepped down, and here's why. On Thursday when I originally asked her, about her relationship with them, she defended herself and she continued to do so on Friday. But then by Monday, you saw, she completely changed her tune. She came out to the press practically in tears and apologizing for her lapse of judgment, her ethical errors, and her mistakes that she had made, full stop. But it didn't matter because at that point on Monday, the public perception was that we had a Secretary of State who was accepting, working for her political donors that had given her a lot of money, who are now paying her an absurd amount of money for less than part-time work, for arguably, consulting work for an industry that she is not an expert in. And then she had to recuse herself from her public duties, which we have, elected her to do. Then you have the backdrop of all of that reporting about the tax liens and litigation. And then my reporting about a property that is draining city resources and terrorizing a neighborhood. And then you have all the news outlets who are now trying to hold her accountable. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So it's respectable that she chose to resign.
As we end this interview, where does your investigation go next? I know you're going to stay on this story.
So I started on the House, and I'm going to end on the House too, because that is something that has been impacting the daily lives of this neighborhood and their livability and their sense of safety. So I'm going to be following the permitting process because Mota says that they are about to demolish in a week or two, and so I'll definitely be there for demo day.
Thank you very much, Elise Haas. Great reporting. Thanks for being here on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks for having me.
And you can find Elise's full investigation on coin.com. Well, we do have some new details as we're taping this program. We've confirmed that Fagan did share a draft of the 2021-2022 OLCC audit with Rosa Cazares to get feedback on it. The Secretary of State's communications director says no state agency was aware that Secretary Fagan let Cazares have input on the audit.